Right then, guys, as promised, another one that I've also been asked for a lot is pop-ups. One egg will produce pretty much a large tub of pop-ups, so the size I do, you get about 1.5 tubs out of a one egg, which is about on average, I think it's in grams, but I forget what measurement it is, to be honest with you. It's right, so it's just a matter of one egg, rocking tuck ball, I should have shares in eggs because I use a lot. Right, the other thing is, I'm bringing this out soon. It's a pineapple flavouring. It's pretty much identical to Mainlines, but I'm going to be bringing it out soon. It's not going to be in a bottle this size. It's going to be in a bottle the same size you want, this size. But it's going to be cheaper, so watch out for that one, because I'm also doing an intense sweetener as well. Right, so it's a one egg mix. So because it's a pop-up, we want 4 ml pineapple. Whew, smells lovely. 4 ml of pineapple. Alright, and that is 2 ml of intense sweetener. You can't overdo it with intense sweetener. You could use it as a flavour on its own. It can be used as a flavour on its own, intense sweetener. Or can't love sweet things. That's why I catch them a lot. Right, whisk that up. It smells beautiful. It actually smells nicer than Mainline, and I'm well happy with it. Get a good whisky. Perfect. Not over. The flavour is it's very much like Mainlines, but it's more subtle. It's not as pungent. So where you're sometimes waiting for base to wash out, so they'll lose a bit of. Ah, it smells nice, man. That does. Right, this is the other thing as well that I'm going to be doing soon, and it's colouring. Colouring's in small bags, so if you want colouring, I'm going to be doing colouring soon as well. You can buy the little ones from Asian shops. I'm not so bothered about doing colourings, to be perfectly honest with you. You can buy the small ones from Asian shops. Don't be buying Mainlines colouring. Go to Asian shops and you call it East Eye, they do colourings, but you struggle to get white. Right, and with this, it's really strong, this colouring, so it's just a bit of it. I should show you that actually. It's about that much aspirin. Right. Now whisk that into your egg, because if you don't, you will find out that you get, now to start off with, it looks orange, this mix. When you look at it, it looks orange in colour, but it seems to lighten up. Once it's been boiled, it lightens up. Very nice. Raw eggs. Rawhide. Right. The next thing will be a drop. And I mean a drop of butyric acid. And then the next one, again, which I love as a flavour, is amino. Absolutely love it as a flavour. So again, give it a minute. and it's giving you, it looks orange, but it does go yellowish in once it's being boiled. So that's where we're at the minute. Right, so we just get out of whip. I mean, you're making your own pop-ups anyway. It's just that some are making them without sweeties. They're catchy on them as well, but I'm yet to see one of them bigger warier fish fall to one of them. Right, and then the next one is this the, yep. Right, so the next, yeah, put it in. Right then, so, sorry, just got a bit mixed up and I've got that many pop-up mixers. So we added a spoonful to that and half. Right, and then mix it in, making sure that all the powder gets covered. All the time we want that water. The reason I've always got water boiling in the background is it's got to be boiling a fierce boil. You want it really, really, really almost tastes a little bit like chocolate orange. Pineapple chocolate orange. Right, that's the stage we're at. That's the stage we're at now. So just keep mixing. You want it all off sides. And then another spoonful. Right, now we're getting to the stage now where it's starting to clam together. It's starting to stick together, but there's still a go. Hell of a long way. So we just carry on with that. But it's starting to get the mix now is starting to take it from the outside edges of the bowl. So by the end of it, we want this mix to clean the bowl for us. And now it's forming into a nice paste, but it's still way sticky. So now we go less with it. We just sprinkle now. It's the more you can. It's like when you bait up. You can always put more in, but you can't take it out. You know, the same principle as baiting up. It's fishing. When you're fishing, if you overdo it on bait and you put it and it's in water, it's impossible. You can't take it out. So now we're at that stage. That's the stage we're at now. Now we're not far at that stage. We're not far off. It's just bits now. It's just a case of just sprinkling it a bit on bottom of the bowl, and then make sure it gets worked into it. Now this is when we get rid of fork's no longer useful to us. Get rid of that fork now, and then in with hands. The other thing is, always make sure that you wash your hands, because everybody's using alcohol on their hands. Now just be very, very wary of that, because the other thing as well is oil. A right little bit of oil, just a touch. Now that is going to take your bike to a stickier mix, but it will help further along down the line. You'll see where that comes in. So now we're getting there. It's starting now to, until you mix actually does that to the bowl, it ain't done. That's what you want it like. It's still sticking to my hands though. It's still sticking to my hands. So just a tad more. When I say a bit more, just this spoon it's a big spoon, so take that into account. You could always put that now at that stage if you wanted. It's just I'm impatient. But if you wanted to, you could always take that now, put some cling film around it, and put it in fridge for 10 minutes. And all them dry powders will soak that egg up, and you'll find that you pretty much it will it'll mean that you're using less pop-up mix, but not much less. So I just do it like that. So now you're at that stage. So we've still got bits on his hands from earlier on during rolling. So get rid of that now off your hands, because his hands are going to tell us whereabouts we are with mixing. So we get rid of that. And if you can mould it right, and it's not sticking to my hands, so that tells me that it's still a right little bit. So the best thing to do now is get some palm of your hand, wash it out, and then slowly just work it into your mix. It's still sticky. It's where a lot of people go wrong when they're rolling pop-ups, is they think, oh, that's enough, that's honestly, you're never ever going to get round pop-up. And if you pop-up, it's an hard one, because where you pop-up, if your pop-up's not round, it can sometimes be beneficial to you, but I would rather have an evenly shaped misshape, like an even square, or another shape, but with even sides, rather than it uneven. I don't know if that's just me or what, but to me it just look beautiful, perfect. Right, so the other thing as well is I would always wash your hands in warm water and running them under the cold water, because warm water it'll take you back to thinking it's sticky, the mix, and it ain't really that sticky. So now we've got the cheaper gun this time. This is a cheap gun, I think they're about £8 these, but I always use this for pop-ups. It's smaller, it's less hassle to get out. So all we do is we roll the sausage, preferably one similar size to the gun, and then we just drop it into the gun. And then again, take the handle, put the finger on the end of the nozzle. Right, you're going to feel air now there. Just so you're taking all that air out of it. So you see, still sticky. But I think we'll get away with that, to be perfectly honest with you. It ain't that bad. But we'll try anyway. If it's sticky, then we'll have to squeeze it out of the gun and try again. But we'll try one set first. See how they turn out. Right, this is his first sausage. But if I can get you to be there. Right, that's his first sausage on table there. Which is it's a 16mm round bait, that one. So now we just want that little bit of pop-up mix off my fingers, because now all we're gonna do with that is we're gonna press on and backwards and forwards. Keep doing backwards and forwards. Right, and that's going to give you perfectly round pop-ups. Now that's where a lot of people go wrong. They get the mix right and they do this and they do that, and then they mess it up when it comes to actually the baits being round, they mess it up. And take my word, that if you are going to make baits for yourself, either make them barrel shapes, put a little bit of pop-up mix on a tray. You only really want to be touching these once, and that's one. One time, all you want to be touching them is that one time. The more you touch them, the more chance of them going out of shape, different shapes. And you don't want that, you want them perfectly round. I'm talking here about if you're ever thinking that you might sell a few, you know what I mean? It's you need to be aware that people are very, very, it's more, it's the carp angler that's got the wanting them perfectly round. The carp they're not bothered what shape they are. Right, so then you just keep on going. Just keep on going now until all your mixer's done. Which you will get about one. You normally get about 1.5 tubs, because for some reason I always end up with half a tub. So finish your mix off, finish rolling it, and then I'll show you in a minute. Right then, guys. So now there's still a bit to do, but I'm just going to bring you to this point next. So this is now. We've got the pop-ups actually on pop-up mix. So when they roll down into the pan, they're not gonna stick. They may stick to each other, to be honest with you, but I ain't bothered about that. Right. So now you bring the water back to an heavy boil, and then I'm going to for a second. Right. So then we bring the pop-ups now back straight into water. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. During that time, just keep your eye out on them. It's it can sometimes, you don't really want it too, so it's boiling too vigorous, and I'm always dunking them. You keep dunking the pop-ups, or just under the surface. I sold the pop-ups I made for Clearwater to Dean Riley. He pinched my last lot off me, like. So I'm having to make some more. Cheers, Dean. But it's all about I mean, I have to go through my pop-ups to any that aren't exactly round. I have to try and get them out, and I try to make them as round as possible, because it's more about catching the angler than the fucking carp with them. I don't want them to not round and not exactly. Now I understand that in a throwing stick, and I understand it in certain rig situations, but it ain't always 100% nice. You see, now this yellow has washed out. You're going to see what I mean. It's washing out now. Perfect. I want them to be a washed out colour. Now they've gone to about 16mm. They may be look bigger than that. But what they will do is when they dry, they will lose that extra looking size. They will lose it. Right. And the other thing as well is, I dry my pop-ups normally for about minimum of 3 days. I have them drying. Right, so we take them out now, and then that's give us that. I've still got about the same amount again to do. Now this, I'll give you if you're making them. This water, great in spud mixers, especially if you're making not pop-ups necessarily pop-ups, but either pop-ups or the other bottom baits. It's great in spud mixers. Now they're the pop-ups we've ended up with, all perfectly round, nice baits. So I hope you learn that, guys, because I've had a few in here. I'm trying to slowly get through everything that people have asked me, that pop-ups, and some people have been sending me messages saying, "You're mad. Why are you telling everybody how to do certain things? It's going to affect you and all that." It's not going to affect me in the slightest, because if anything, I'll be truthful with you, it will benefit me, because people will realise how big a pain in the fucking arse it is to do all this stuff when for the price I do it at. It's not going to affect me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye.